Hello, and welcome back to another edition of Creative Cooking with Jackson Taylor. That's me. So today I am going to do something that's going to take a little bit longer than normal, because normally I like to do recipes that are like 5, 10, 15 minutes tops. I don't like to do a whole lot of cooking and baking and all that. But today I want to do the cloud cake. So the cloud cake, you do have to bake it. It's going to take about 40 minutes in the oven once we get it all together and put it in there. So it's going to take a little bit, but it's so simple and easy to make. And once it's in the oven, once you make it all and get it in the oven, you're done. So it's quick and easy. I'm going to make an orange cloud cake. I know they have regular ones, but I'm making an orange one. The oven is all set. You hear the beeping, so that tells me it's ready. I've got it set on 330, so 330 degrees. So that'll be all set to go. In the meantime, let's get rolling. We're going to need some eggs. So I've got some eggs. I'm going to use 4 egg whites today. And we're going to take and separate those. So I've got my handy dandy bowl to separate stuff in. Now, the way I take and do things, maybe not the proper way to do things, but I know how to do this. You just kind of break an egg. You can always do it like in between your fingers and things like that. I just take and switch it back and forth and done. That one's done there. Do another one. I said I want to do 4 of these egg whites. Get these all done. And if you put them in a bowl like this, at least if you get an egg yolk in there, it's easy enough usually to scoop it on out. And if you get a little bit of egg yolk in there, it's not going to be the end of the world. Just continue using it. All right, 2 more to go here. And this cake is so good. It is so light and fluffy. Kind of reminds me like of an angel food cake. But it's also, I make mine with a little Splenda. So once you use the Splenda, you're cutting out a lot of calories and stuff like that and sugars. So I try to make it a little bit healthier than it already is. All right, so I already washed my hands prior to starting the video. And get this egg white off me. Okay, so we're gonna throw the egg whites into the mixer. Then into the mixer, got my handy dandy stevia Splenda, whatever it is. So I'm gonna put in, I think I'll put in 4 of these today. I'm gonna put 4 in there. And I'll show you how I'm gonna do it with the orange, because like I said, a lot of these cakes are just, they use like maybe some vanilla or something like that. But I'm gonna use some orange and make it an orange one. All right, so 1 more package. And that's it for that. Now, that's all we're gonna do with this for the egg whites. I'll lock it in, and we're gonna make these nice and fluffy. So you gotta turn it on really high, and you gotta let it go for a little bit until it gets nice and fluffy, and you can actually tip the bowl upside down and nothing's gonna come out. So we're gonna let that take and mix for a second. That's gonna take a minute or 2, so just, you gotta wait for that, and then we'll get to the next ingredient. Okay, so the egg whites, I believe are just about done here. So we're going to take and stop this. We'll take a look at what we got. Let's do that. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice and fluffy. Let me take it off of here so you can see. See? Woohoo! It's like a little the candy floss stuff there that you can get. All right, so I'm going to drop that off of there. Now what I want to do to this is get this beater back on. That would be the first thing we're going to do. Okay. I'm going to add some yogurt, and I got a fresh orange. So I am going to take the orange, and you know what I'm going to do with it? I'm going to do it right here in this bowl. So I'm going to take the orange, and I'm going to grate some of this orange because I want the orange peel. I'm just going to kind of grate a little bit of this. Don't have to do a whole lot, but I want that orange flavor, and I also am going to add some orange flavoring to it because I'd like it to be really orangey tasting. Do this, and then before, there's one more thing I was going to do, so we're going to do that too. Let me get this done, and then I'll show you one other step I'm going to try to do, something I've never done before. I've never done this cake before, so this is all new for me too. We'll see how it comes out. All right, let me get this orange off of here. Let's go here. See, and I don't want a lot of orange peel in there because I am going to put the orange flavoring, but I want some. Okay, let's drop in that there. And I put a whole lot, just a little bit, because the orange rind that's really strong, but I am going to use a little bit of orange flavoring. I'm just gonna put like a capful. So you just take a little capful. I know I'm terrible, I told you I don't measure, but that should be good. Just a capful of orange flavoring to give it that orangey taste. And then what I wanna do, I take this cutting board, let me grab a knife. All right, so I'm gonna make a couple of orange slices on this. Let's cut that off of there. Cut this orange up into some slices. I think one more slice. Okay, I'm gonna squeeze that in there. I'm gonna turn this mixer on again for just a minute, just to get that orange stuff all incorporated in there. So now, before I put the yogurt in here, what I want to do is dip these into the egg white. Just going to dip it in there, kind of like that, with the cream on it. I know I probably should have done it before, but I'm going to put a little cream on there. I'm going to set this on a paper plate, because what's going to happen, I think when I put it in the fridge, I'm going to put this in the fridge, and then that cream will all blend right into the orange. And we're gonna do a little decoration maybe on the top of the cake. If it comes out, I don't know, we'll see if it works or not. I know it's one of those, just wait and see. Fingers locked there. All right, so we got that. That's gonna be good. And we're gonna sprinkle a little bit of Splenda on these oranges. I'm just gonna sprinkle it on there, you see. So I got the oranges, just gonna sprinkle a little bit, because that's gonna just give them that sweetness. And like I said, we're just using that for decoration. Take whatever in the Splenda thing, throw that in there. All right, so now we're gonna need the yogurt. I am gonna use about, probably about a cup and a half of yogurt. This is just plain yogurt. I normally like to buy the high protein yogurt, but today I said, well, I'm just gonna use this one here. So I'm gonna use like 3 scoops of this. And that's it, done. Done, done, done. Now we're gonna mix that up really good. Turn that back on. Just gotta kind of mix it. I don't want to do a whole lot, because I'm gonna kind of twirl it in there with the spatula. So let's make sure, get this off of here. This is where machine versus man here. Come on, get off there. Definitely don't have to worry about it coming off of there when I'm mixing. Okay, so I'm incorporating the yogurt into there. So I did that little mix, and I'm just kind of doing a little bit of fold on here. All right, before I put this into our cake pan, we're gonna use a spring foam pan. So it just has, this is one of those things that has little things, so you usually use it for like cheesecakes. So after it bakes and all, it cools off, then you can unpop it and it comes right out. It's supposed to come right out. Does it always come right out? No. But I thought, you know what? I know how this works. Sometimes it don't come out. So I'm gonna use a little baking spray on there. So I'm gonna spray all the way around the edges, because I wanna make sure that doesn't stick. I'm also gonna put some parchment paper in here, right on the bottom. I'm gonna spray that also, because it sticks sometimes. So hopefully this won't. All right, now we're ready for the cake pan and the oven. So we're gonna put that in here. Let's get all this cake mix in here. I love this cake too, because it's so light, and it's figure friendly. I like that, it's figure friendly. So if you are like trying to lose weight, or trying to cut down on calories, or just eat a little bit healthier, I mean, this is a pretty good way to do it. So you just kind of smooth this in here like this now, and that's it. All right, so the cake is all set to go in the oven. Again, we're gonna put it in the oven. I'm putting it in at 330, about 30 to 40 minutes. At 30 minutes, I'm gonna check it, but it usually takes about till 40 minutes. So we're gonna get this in the oven right now. Put that in there. And now we wait for the masterpiece at the end. Yeah, masterpiece. Because you know how I make things. Anyway, we are going to take and let that cook. In the meantime, if you get a chance, head on over and check out my YouTube channel, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, especially Facebook right now. I have got something on Facebook you may want to check out because I'm thinking about doing a little contest, maybe giving away a little money. All the information will be on Facebook, so keep an eye out for that. Also, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, suggestions. I appreciate all that, and thanks for all the response that I've gotten so far. It's been greatly appreciated. And in the meantime, I'm going to clean up this mess while that is baking, and we'll be back when it's ready to come out of the oven. Okay, so the cake has been in the oven now for 40 minutes, so we're going to take it out and take a look at it, see if it's done. And then I've got a cooling rack here so that we're going to put it on the cooling rack because it's going to probably take a good 20 minutes or so to cool off before we can open the sponge form cake, spring form cake. All right, it's looking good. Let's see. Let me take it out of here. It really looks like a cloud. Check it out. So that is the cloud cake. I'm going to set it down here. I can get this pot holder out of here. Okay. All right, so the cake is done. We're going to let that cool off, and then once it cools off, like I said, probably give it about 20 minutes or so, and then we will take the spring form off and see how it goes. Also, I'm going to turn off the oven. Make sure you turn off your oven. And now we just wait, and then we get to try some deliciousness. We'll see how it goes. See you in a few. It's been about 20 minutes now, so this is finally cooled off. So we're going to attempt to take this spring form pan off, and we'll see how it goes. I think it worked. La la! And we have a cloud cake. So this is the cloud cake. Now what I also did, because this is an orange one, so I decided to try to make it a little bit, creative. You know I'm not real creative artistically, so, but I'm gonna try. So I've got these oranges. I had dipped them into the egg white mixture earlier, and I put them in the fridge, a little Splenda on them. Gonna stick these on the top of here, like that. And then I just decided at the last second, I'm like, ooh, you know what else? What else can I do to make it brighter? And I thought, a cherry on the top, because you can't go wrong with a cherry on the top. Boop. Just like that. And the cloud cake is now ready. So I'm going to pick it up, show you, get a closer look at it, and there it is. It's my orange cloud cake. Yay, it came out good. I can't wait to try it now. Okay, so that is the orange cloud cake. Again, just a recap on the recipe. We did 4 egg whites, a little bit of Splenda, a little bit of orange flavoring. Mix that with the mixer really good so that it gets nice and fluffy. Fold it in the yogurt, and then we put it in the oven, baked it at about 330 for about 40 minutes. Let it cool off for about 20 minutes, and it's done. So that's the cloud cake. Now don't forget to tune into my YouTube channel, TikTok, Instagram. We have, I'm trying to remember all of them. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Go on my Facebook page. Check it out because I'm going to be doing a contest on there, and that's where you're going to find out all the details. The good thing is, with this contest, it's going to be real simple and easy, but you and a friend can win some cash. That's how easy it's going to be. And I will let you know eventually on one of these videos who is going to be the winner. And we'll announce that on there, and I will contact you, and I will get you some cash. Yes, nothing like a little bit of cash in your pocket here and there. So again, just check out Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. It's Creative Cooking with Jackson Taylor. That's me. And I appreciate everybody tuning in because this is still kind of new, so I'm building up my audience and stuff. So I thank you all for tuning in, and thank you for sharing and subscribing and doing all that. I really appreciate it. And hopefully I'll see you again real soon. Hopefully you try this cake out because it just looks amazing. And I can't wait to taste again the orange cloud cake. Have yourself a great day. See you soon.